Okay guys, I just wanted to show you my CNC machine and how far along I am on it. Right now, this is pretty much just the frame. This is my Y-axis rails, and I have these skate bearing carriages. They roll pretty good. Not the best thing in the world, but they'll work. The frame itself is about 3 foot by 5 foot. I welded everything together. You can bolt it together, and I think bolting it is just as good if you do it right. But I'm a welder by trade, so naturally I opted to weld. And one bad thing about welding is you can draw things, make it pull, warp, whatever you want to call it, and so you can have problems like that. I didn't have any problems like that on this. Everything seems to be square. You see how this is put together right here. This is a piece of angle iron welded to this tube, and it's bolted. I have a plate welded onto the end of this tube to cap it off, and I drilled and tapped and bolted this on with, I believe that's a 3/8 bolt. And this wasn't my original design. This tube was supposed to sit on top and just bolt down to it, but I miscut my material, so I wasn't going to go buy more material just because I did that. So I just welded this piece of angle in, dropped it down in here, bolted it on. And the reason I bolted it on is so I can take the gantry and everything off in case I need to work on it. And two, this gives me some adjustment. This is about a 2-inch bolt, so I can back it out and shim it in all four corners if I have to. These carriages here, I ordered these off of eBay. I believe the company name is Cut Metals, and there's one for the X-axis, but I'm not going to use it. If you see, there's a little bit of play in it. I can move it, and I can tighten it up a little better, but it stiffens it up and don't roll as good if you do that. But it doesn't really need to be tighter on this axis, because this is going to be connected to that one with another tubing, and that will stiffen it up where it will have no movement and it will roll back and forth good. But on the X-axis, you don't have anything else tied. You don't have two of them tied together. So you can probably get away with it. You adjust it good and get away with it with a plasma cutter, but this is going to be a router. This is not a CNC plasma. This is going to be a CNC router. And a CNC router is much heavier. The router's heavier, the gantry has to be heavier, everything has to be heavier, and all that weight on it. I actually tried it, and I thought I was going to be able to make it work, but it still, after just a little bit of run time it would start loosening up and it just wasn't going to work. I plan on just putting bolting a piece of plywood to the bottom to set my PC on, and my electronics will be mounted down there. And I'm not sure yet what I'm going to use for wasteboard. I had a CNC machine before and my house burnt, and it was in my garage, which is attached to my house, so the machine burnt too. But anyway, I just used a piece of wafer board on it and cut all of my stock that I was going to cut on or carve on a couple of inches longer than it needed to be, and I would just screw it down to that wafer board, and that worked great. I would like to go with a cleaner system this time, because after using it for a while I had a whole lot of holes in that wafer board and it just wasn't too pretty. So I think I'm going to go a different route, but I'm not sure what yet. As far as electronics, I'll talk about in another video when I start mounting everything on here. I thought about going with timing belt pulleys and timing belt, but I don't know if you can see that. I just painted it and it's all kind of blending in, but I'm using gears, and I don't know if it's any better to use gears. I personally think it is, but that's just my opinion. It may not be a bit better. If you've seen this in the video, just ignore that. That will go away soon. We're remodeling this area that I'm in, and there used to be a column here, a hollow column, and it had a plug-in in it. And we took the column out, but we still have the wire and the plug here, which is going away soon, but for right now we're using it like this. There's no wires exposed. It's not really dangerous to use. There's no kids out here anyway, it's just me. But please don't talk too bad about me on kind of this. That will go away soon. And two, where I live out in the country in the middle of nowhere, and we don't have codes to go by like you would in cities or suburban areas or even small towns. We don't have codes like that, so if I wanted to leave it like this, there's nobody to say, hey, you can't leave it like that. But I'm not leaving it like that. This is going to be the end of the video. I appreciate you for watching, and we'll talk to you later.